So when we think about why it's important to lead change successfully, how about tying it into the theme of the conference? It's important for our people, it's important for our purpose, and it's important for our profits, our bottom line. Leading change successfully helps to retain good people. They don't leave because we've run over them. It helps us achieve the purpose of our organization. And whether we're for-profit or not-for-profit, I've spent almost equal time in my career in both, we still have to have enough margin for the mission so that we can do what we want to do. How many of you have ever taken ballroom dancing lessons? Okay, you got to have that frame, right? You can't be all wishy-washy with your partner. Having a set of change tools gives you a framework for success. And the research proves that it works. And when you have people speaking a common language, again, you do the same thing with behaviors and motivators, the kinds of things that we like to teach. You do the same thing with your leadership training and your other training. When you create a common language around change, you're much more likely to be successful. Changing how we manage. So I've seen this too often. Our organization is fast-paced. We've got a lot of high achievers. We've got a lot of go-getters. We reward those people individually because they are the rock stars and they are our success. Great. Why don't they work together? You're not giving them incentive to work together. You're rewarding them for being individual contributors, and then you want to know why they don't play nice. Stick around for the 4:45 session. We'll play a couple games to look at how to get teams to start working more effectively together. You are the chief medical officer. You are one of the top 4 people that run this place. If you can't remove that roadblock, who can? Oh. I said, who do you have to talk to? He said, my peers, the chief nursing officer and the chief financial officer. How hard would that be? Well, I said, how many hours a month are we talking? He said, well, the committee meets 1 hour a month. I need 5 nurses. Like, okay, 5 nurses times an average of $30 an hour, plus maybe some overtime and benefits. What are we talking about in the course of a year? $1,000? Could you not go to your peers and remove that roadblock to get what you need to improve congestion? If that helped 1 patient, is that your ROI? $1,000 to help 1 patient? And all of a sudden, this light bulb went off, like, I'm empowered. I can remove the roadblock. I first applied for a position helping to open a brand new hospital. I was interviewing with the C-suite team, and I made some remark with my career in for-profit, not-profit, and all the work I had done in OD and HR and all the cool stuff we do. And I casually said something about the pace of change in healthcare. Do we have any healthcare people? Okay, good. So we have a couple. So she said, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, and this is like 9 years ago, I said, the pace of healthcare seems to be a little slower than the industries I've worked with. High tech, manufacturing, retail, hospitality. Something new happens, you respond immediately. That's no longer the case in healthcare. I take back every word. And it made me think about when I did get hired and I did get that job to help open the new hospital, it wasn't just opening a new hospital. How many of you have built a new building, a new plant, a new department? Okay, so you know a lot of what's involved. This was opening a hospital, and on the same day, we're going to close another one. And we're going to take all the people from there and move them 10 miles down the road over to here. So we need a shift to close this one and a shift to open this one. And I'm in charge of all the organizational development stuff. And I sat on 7 committees. It felt like 17. I led a couple of them. So I'm just going to give you one example from that. Since you're in HR, the training component. We had months to start training the electronic medical record. That was cool. We created a culture class that I rolled out. We could train that months ahead. We had 2 weeks to train 1,000 people on all shifts, the equipment in the new building, the processes in the new building, wayfinding in the new building. How do I get to the lab, the cafeteria, the bathroom, the supplies? And if they did not complete every piece of training, they were not allowed to work on opening day or until they had completed all training so that we could certify them. Can you imagine the logistical nightmare and the change? It's crazy. We had 991 people make it, and 5 of the 9 that didn't were out on medical leave. Complex change can be managed.